You taking a hold of the day? Do you have goals and things set for you, or somebody else sets your agenda? Do you feel like you have any control over anything these days? Do you even feel relevant? That's a biggie. Believe it or not, we all need to feel like we're contributing, even if you don't want to contribute. You have this deep. I guess it's just in us. We need to feel like we belong, like we're relevant. All right, that's a big word toward you. Boy, it encompasses a lot, and it can lead. If you're not relevant, if you don't feel like you're contributing anything, then you're kind of an island. You can start feeling lonely. This is can affect your health. Dr. John Braccio, Regional Psychological Services, joins us every Tuesday morning about this time. A little "What's Up, Doc" segment. This is the subject today, and Doc Braccio, I'm so glad you're talking about this. Good morning.
Listen, good talking to you, Mike, and very good introduction, by the way.
Thank you.
To me, it's important, an age with as much communication bombarding us from all directions and are often interacting with persons with messages and emails and many other types of communication, that so many people feel irrelevant and just don't matter. It's psychologically a very bad place to be. Estimated that 1 in 3 persons have feelings of loneliness. These persons do not just include those who are isolated and feeling lost in the world. No, these are often persons who are successful, but still feel irrelevant and not mattering, regardless of the position they hold in life. The important thing for a person is to feel they're relevant and matter to others. Family and close friends would head the list of those we want to see us as relevant and mattering. It also would include those we interact with and try to be helpful in their lives. The average person is interacting with email, messaging, and other platforms with people on a regular basis. They also may regularly interact in settings including their homes, work environments, and social settings where they feel they are irrelevant and don't matter. When this occurs, the person is at risk of developing anxiety, depression, and severe loneliness, regardless of how they might appear in the world. This can cause physical problems such as high blood pressure and just general physical feelings of exhaustion, okay? I've worked with various persons who have really high positions in society, but they feel no one understands them and cares. They feel the praise and compliments they receive are more perfunctory than true. And data really, consistently show that high percentages of workers feel they're not appreciated for who they are. No one really cares really how they're doing as long as they complete the activities that required. Now, this leads to feelings of irrelevancy, and they don't matter. Now, there are some things that we can do, okay, that you can do to help persons who feel they're irrelevant and don't matter. One, just assume anyone you interact with feels irrelevant and does not matter to some degree in their lives. And then work hard to understand how persons truly feel about themselves and really, use this knowledge, okay, to be helpful, okay? And then genuinely notice and praise persons for qualities you see in them and their achievements. Others might not do this. And then with family and friends, pay close attention to the roles persons have and applaud them for what they do. No one really may be noticing what's really going on. Persons and families and organizations often feel taking care of the needs of others really leads to compliments that, really relate more to what they deserve to receive and are really, not fully acknowledging the kindness and intention of, what's really given. So, and if you do this, there's always a positive in doing good deeds. You'll become a better person, Mike, for your attention and your attempts to understand and help those who feel irrelevant and don't matter to anyone. This means, this new outlook and behaviors can also help you. Really, you want to be able to better advocate for yourself in interactions with others if you feel you're irrelevant and maybe don't matter to someone. So I think the main thing is we tend to think of people that see themselves as irrelevant and don't matter as just isolated people or a person you can see this, but it happens to anybody and everybody. To some degree, we're just doing things, trying to be helpful, trying to do things, but we really don't feel noticed. We don't feel appreciated. And so I think anybody we interact with, it's always good to see, is someone complimenting them? Is someone noticing what they're doing? Are they just expected to do things, and the assumption is, oh, they're always happy if they're just helping others? Okay. I mean, helping others can be helpful to you. That there's no question of that. But for you to say, hey, it's always good the way you're trying to look after people and be helpful, whether it's with children, whether it's with your wife, whether it's with a friend, whether it's with a husband, whatever it might be. So the main thing is, in a world like we're in with so much interaction, we have so many people that feel just irrelevant, not needed, not necessary. So let's be aware of that. And if we feel that way, we have to try to help ourselves as much as we can. But let's also be working at talking and being helpful to others, Mike.
We all need an attaboy, an attagirl from time to time. But okay, so a lot of this comes. It seems like it is dependent on other people helping us through this. If we feel irrelevant, what can someone who feels irrelevant do for themselves, though? Can they dig out by themselves?
I think what they have to do, they have to take a look at themselves, and they have to figure, am I around the right type of people? Am I in the right environment? Am I really am I being acknowledged for what I'm doing? Am I just doing it? Like, there are a lot of people. Let's take family person. You can be a husband, a wife, or a parent, whatever it might be, and you're spending all kinds of time being helpful, and you're glad to do it. However, it really, in spite of people saying yes, they expect it. They're saying, oh, good that you're doing such and such. But internally, the statement is, well, you should be doing this. I deserve this, and I want it. Okay, even if it's not quite that dramatic. I think what you have to do is you have to really sometimes toot your own horn. I'm glad to help you. On the other hand, it takes a lot of time, and that type thing, and just kind of and then also ultimately it's how you see yourself that's important, and not how others see you. So we do need attaboy, attagirl. We do need that, but ultimately we have to be able to be in a situation where we define who we are. We don't allow other people to define us. But when people get in these holes, it's hard to get out of them. But obviously, joining a church group, joining a social group, looking around you and seeing who you interact with. And if you find that people you're interacting with are kind of all taking and not giving or not noticing anything, then that's the time we do take a look at branching out and making other decisions. But Mike, if you're in one of these holes, it's hard to do that, okay? Otherwise it would be an easy thing to do, because there's a lot of people who just interact with people all the time. People see them as successful. They can be out giving talks. They can be, they can be legislators. They can be business people. They can be in the media. But somehow they just feel that there's something lacking, that they're not appreciated, or they don't feel they're that good. So that's when you do need to take time out and look at your own life. So I think that's important for you to do. With that,
that's that imposter syndrome, isn't it? That you feel like you're just faking your way through something.
That's a little different, but it relates to the imposter phenomenon. The imposter phenomenon is, it doesn't matter how successful you are, you believe that you're going to be found out as an imposter, as a failure. These are people that they're just not noticed. I mean, let's say you have a job, and your job is to be the best broadcaster in the country. We'll say this is you, Mike, okay? But you don't feel. People praise you, and they'll say, hey, good. But the assumption is, well, you ought to be. That's what you're paid to do. That's what the people want. That's what the people get. So you don't really need one of those, rather than, Mike, you're really part of this team. We really appreciate you. You do a great job. You do it for us, for the people you serve. And so I think we need those type of people noticing, or someone saying, you really do a good job. You really try. This is quite noticeable. But if you think of it, there just are a lot of people. We just expect them to do it. And not that we're purposefully being bad or anything, but we don't give out those attaboy, attagirls, and this can have an impact very much on the person. And ultimately, you have to be able to give those to yourself, or find an environment where you feel you're going to be more appreciated. This happens in families too, where people just have the role of the helper and the doer, and then the donor, the one who doesn't do it. They may say good work, or they'll say, Mike really enjoys coming over and doing that work and everything while I'm, having a margarita and out here and enjoying myself on my boat. I mean, listen, I can make the world. I just live in it, Mike. But there is really a lot of it out there. So so you do have to beware. How does that sound? And look
there you go.
Being relevant in life.
Find your relevance. Dr. John Braccio, very good. I love this one. I like all of your stuff that you do for us, Doc. I do appreciate it. Regional Psychological Services, East Lansing, Dr. John B. On the web there. And next week we'll do her all again. How about that?
Sounds good, my friend. Have a good week. You're a great guy.
Thanks, you too. See ya. 1320 WILS, Mike Oster with your morning wake up. Back just a minute.